What is up, everyone? You are listening to Ant's Atmosphere. This is episode 2. Anthony speaking here. And today we're sitting down virtually with Mike Khaos. Mike Khaos is a rapper out of Fort Worth, Texas. He recently had an EP called Persevere that came out. And you're about to hear some of his song Phony, which is one of his more popular songs. And it's available on SoundCloud and YouTube right now. So hope y'all enjoy the conversation and let's hop into it.
You always in last place and I'm coming up to be in first. Really can't understand your mindset. I swear, man, you the worst. It's too bad you sleeping on me and I'm the best unheard. Wake up in the morning, I count my blessings. You the one that's still learning lessons. You turned on me, I've been disrespected. Always changing stories like you hear it selective. Now I'm a bit overprotective. I had all the clues just like a detective to see all of the thing that you want me. Cause half these people be acting so phony. I see all I want. I get to it fast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ant's Atmosphere. This is episode 2, and I'm sitting down with Mike Khaos. What's up, Mike?
Hey, what's up? What's up? How you doing?
Man, so I'm doing good, bro. Thanks for being on the podcast. I just wanted to reach out, man, because ever since we got out of school, I feel like I've seen you working on music consistently, bro. Like every other week, I see you putting out something like, check out this link, check out my new sound, new video.
Hey.
So tell me a little bit about that, man. What's your drive right now with this? What's your goal with this music, bro?
Man, I've been doing music for a minute. When we were back in school, I really just started to dabble around in it. I didn't really start pursuing it fully until like I was 20 years old, which was about 4 years ago. So 2016, right around that point. But yeah, ever since then, I've been putting out stuff consistently. I was signed to a label for a little bit, for a couple months in like 2015. But I wasn't agreeing with the way the progress was going with them. Every time we would try to make projects or songs, it was like they were dragging their feet. And I'm one of those people, I'm a fast worker, especially when it comes to music. I like write most of my songs within a 30-minute time period.
Really?
Yeah.
So when it comes to your, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, so I left them. They weren't moving fast enough for me. And then after that was 2016 when I dropped my first song, Phony. And after that, I just been putting stuff out.
So your most recent single, it looked like I was kind of scrolling through your feed. It was Through the Blinds featuring Otter Moniker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So Otter Moniker, where I was listening to that song and I like it. Where did y'all meet each other?
Otter Moniker. We've been friends since childhood, man.
Oh, man.
I had to be like 11 or 12 when I met him. It's a funny story how we met because he was actually like, he's into wrestling and stuff. And so like he did like backyard wrestling. And so when I met him was the first time I saw him wrestle. And it was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty dope. I used to go to like all his shows. He had like a weekly setup. I didn't even know he did music at the time, but slowly we became more and more friends and we started introducing each other to our music and we've just been working together ever since then.
Bro, that's honestly hilarious that you brought up wrestling because that was something I was going to bring up.
Yeah.
As your wrestling shout outs. The one lyric, because I was listening through some of your catalog today, and one lyric that really caught me, you said, sit up like the Undertaker with the abdominals.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. I was like, no. And bro, you're wrestling, because I grew up loving that stuff, bro.
Hey.
Like I got into working out and personal training and all that for a little bit because of wrestling. Like I saw those dudes like The Rock and stuff, and I was like, man, I want to be jacked too.
Right.
But
unfortunately that didn't happen for me.
Oh man. No.
I can wish.
But you're wrestling, like all the little tidbits that you dropped. I heard you say something about gold dust. You dropped a song called A Little Bit of the Bubbly.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm heavy
Bro,
into the wrestling. Heavy into the wrestling. I watch wrestling on a weekly basis.
Oh, so you still keep up with it?
Yeah. Not as much as I used to, but I definitely still watch it from time to time.
No doubt. I kind of jump in and out every once in a while. Like I'll see a little clip because I'll follow them on social media that'll kind of bring me back in.
Right.
And it's kind of weird. They're having to do the no audience because Corona.
Yeah. That's a big thing right now, man. And that messed up a lot of stuff, especially I was like starting to get into doing more concerts and stuff. And then all of that
Hmm.
happened. So I couldn't do any of the shows I wanted to do. So that kind of slowed down my whole process.
Yeah, I saw you do a show in last month in June. And that was with a guy you said it was named LA Skis. Tell me about that. How was that performance?
Ooh, that was a pretty good performance. It was definitely one of our most different performances. We've done a couple shows together. I wouldn't say like double digits or anything, but we've been working together for a minute. Most of his songs, I'm on most of them. So we've been working together for a minute, and that concert was set up by a close friend of mine's who had another close friend. And so he
Yeah.
got the connect for me to get on to that show. And it was in a different territory than I've ever been in. I think it was on like the south side of Fort Worth, which I don't ever really do shows over there. And so they were like,
Yeah, yeah.
well, this is going to be a new battleground. It's mostly old heads here. So you got to try and get them tuned into your music. And so first thing when we go in there, I'm like, I understand where they were coming from when they said that because it was nothing but old heads in there. Older
Was
crowd.
that a little intimidating? Was that a little
Yeah, it
intimidating?
kind of was, but it was actually, I was like, I like this challenge. I like challenges. So I'm like, I got to do this. I got to get these people drawn into my music.
Yeah. That's a good way to look at it is just take it as a challenge and go in head first.
Right. And so we did, what was it, like 30 minutes, a 30-minute set. The first two songs, I didn't see any reactions from anybody. I was like, okay,
Oh no.
tough crowd, tough crowd. And
Yeah.
they were my two most lit songs. So I was like, damn, if that didn't work, I don't know what's going to work. But then
Bro,
after
no.
like the second song and I kept going, I started to get more and more reactions. And I'm like, yeah, okay, they starting to feel it now. They starting to hear what I'm saying. And by the end of the performance, it was so many people applauding. That was a new experience for me, just warming people up to me like that and getting them pulled in to me. But it ended up pretty dope. It was a pretty dope experience.
That's really cool, man. And that's cool. And honestly, I feel like an older crowd would honestly like your music a lot because you self-proclaimed lyricist, if I can say, right?
Right.
Yeah, so like lyrics, and that's something I always kind of gravitate to. Don't get me wrong, like I love listening to like Little Uzi or Playboy Cardi from time to time.
Right.
I love something that'll get me super hype, but like lyrics is what's gonna draw me in, like for the long term. So is that something that you focus on when you're writing your music?
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. I've never written a song where it's just like I don't know. I don't know what their mindset is when they write songs like that, but every time I write a song, I'm like, I just want people to hear what I'm saying and know that I'm actually saying something.
Right, try and craft a story, not just like the same repetitive words over and over.
Right. The only
What
turn
kind
up
of what kind of
song I've
music?
made on purpose
Hmm.
is the first song I ever made, which was Phony. And a lot of people like that song. And I only wrote it for that fact. I was like, how can I make a mainstream sounding song that still has enough bars in it where you're like, okay, this is dope and it appeals to everyone. And that's exactly how that song came out. But every other song, it's just been like, I'm just gonna write dope lyrics to a dope beat. They're gonna feel what I'm saying.
Do you make all your own beats yourself, or do you have like a team you work with?
I get different beats from different places. Sometimes I do a bunch of free stuff where I just use YouTubers beats. Sometimes I use Otter Moniker does some of my beats, which is pretty cool too. Me and him have worked on a couple beats together. And sometimes I just buy
When
them.
he's not backyard wrestling, when
Right.
he's not backyard wrestling, he's not dropping the elbow on people. He'll drop you a hot beat.
Man, he used to jump off rooftops and all types of stuff.
Oh no,
That man was
bro,
crazy.
no.
Yeah, sometimes we work on beats together, and sometimes I just buy them from different people all over the internet. So it's like a different collection of everything.
Did it take you a while to kind of like find your sound? Like you said, that first song was kind of that more mainstream vibe to get people's eyes on it. But did it take you a minute to kind of find your sound yourself?
Hmm, that's a good question. I want to say no. I want to say it didn't
That's
take very
good.
long for me to find my sound.
That's good.
Yeah, because I was inspired by so many different lyricists of today. It was like a combination of all of their styles rolled into one. So it was like I kind of knew what I wanted to sound like when I got on a song.
What was that in your head? What kind of who were you listening to at the time that you were like, dang, if I can make a song like this?
Oh man, Wiz Khalifa, definitely
Mm-hmm.
Wiz Khalifa, Eminem,
Yep.
little bit of J Cole.
Mm-hmm. I've seen you've done some Dreamville remixes, bro. I like
Yeah,
that.
definitely a big fan of J Cole, Kendrick, Eminem, little bit of Logic. All the lyricists right now, Big Crit, he's really underrated
Big
too.
Crit. Bro, I feel like nobody's ever talking about Big Crit, and he's consistently putting out fire.
Exactly. He's another one of those artists. He puts out music so deep that no one really pays attention to it, but you know he has bars when
Yeah.
you really get into him.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. I listen to his stuff a lot when I'm working out because it's that equalness of hardcore beat that's gonna get me hype versus deep lyrics that I can get lost in.
Right? Pretty much. And he's so versatile. He makes so many different types of songs. You can't just be like, oh, this one song is going to be how the rest of his songs are going to sound.
Right, right. So when you like, what gives you inspiration for when you're writing? You said you like it takes you 30 minutes to write a song. Is it usually when you're listening to something, or maybe something happens to you in the day, and you're like, man, I gotta write this down? Or
Hmm. Usually, I've gotten so used to like freestyling. I usually freestyle almost every day. I've gotten so
dang,
used just to doing that I just have bars going through my head randomly. And sometimes I just jot them down like that. And then I just turn it into a song because I literally know where I'm going to go with it after that. Or I just come out to chill with my friends, maybe have a drink, maybe smoke a little bit. And then all inspiration just comes to my head.
yeah, just getting that
So
nice vibe,
sometimes
getting
it
that nice
happens like
zone.
it just happens like that. Sometimes
Yeah,
it's a little hard. But yeah, most of the time it usually doesn't take me very long to write like a whole verse and a hook, two verses and a hook.
that's cool. Do you kind of like structure your stuff? Do you think like let me get a chorus down first, or is it however it just happens to flow out?
Mostly when I'm writing a song and I hear the beat, I always think of the hook first, especially if the beat has a nice melody, I automatically think of a hook. So the hook usually comes first, and then the verse, and then a second verse.
That's cool. That's cool.
But that's usually how it happens.
Man, I gotta say, a cool thing I like, and a reason I wanted to do this podcast was talking to artists. Kind of, I've grown like, not that I've grown up with, like we've grown up together, because honestly, we haven't talked in a long time. But artists that are in our generation, our age, and kind of rapping about the things that we would think about, or we've gone through, or are going through. And one that it wasn't that deep, but that a lyric of yours, you said PS2 on all night, worried about scratching up the disc, no memory card, something like that.
Yeah.
And bro, bro, that
Yeah.
stuck to me.
Who remember leaving PS2s on all night, no memory card to overwrite, game was scratched up, never made it past the loading
Yes,
screen.
sir. Yes, sir, bro.
Yeah,
Bro, you used to like just pray your PS2 would load, man.
man. People don't know about that these days. Kids will never know
Oh,
about that these
never.
days.
Well, now,
What y'all know about memory card?
exactly, bro. That and because like me and my cousin, we used to play Call of Duty like through the night during the summers, and we would like wake up.
Oh
Like
man. Whew.
whoever woke up first hit the power button, and once you heard that little ding, like you knew, okay, time to get up, time to play some Call of Duty.
Right. Heck yeah.
Yeah,
Call of Duty was the days. I used to spend so many hours on that game. It was
you don't
ridiculous.
really game no more.
Especially summer. Yeah, I don't really game too much these days. I can't get into them like I used
Yeah,
to.
it's different.
I can play for a couple hours, but then it's like, okay, this is doing absolutely nothing for me.
No, I feel you. I feel you,
I'm not even having fun
bro.
anymore.
It used to be
I'm just playing because I have nothing better to do.
1000%. It used to be like, oh man, these people suck. Like I'm a kid, I'm always gonna be good at video games because you would always let like your dad or your uncle play, and they would be terrible at video games, and you're like, it must be a getting
Right.
older thing. But then when you get older, you realize you suck at video games too. Like I don't know, these kids are just way better, bro.
Yeah. especially this generation,
Oh,
especially the kids that play Fortnite. I'm like, I'd look at that in awe. Like they build stuff in like 0.5 seconds and like recover and heal and shoot the next person. I'm like, how is any of this possible?
dude, that, and then also you got the kids that play on PC and they're the keyboard players. I do not understand it,
Oh my
dude. I do
God.
not understand it.
I don't want those problems.
No, exactly. That's something I'm just gonna be less stressed about if I don't do it.
Man, I could not play PC games. Way too many tryhards. Way too many tryhards for
I
me.
feel you. I feel you. But back to the music. So you were talking about you like lyrics. Obviously, you focus a lot on your lyrics. Would you ever, if someone approached you like, "Hey, be a writer for me. I'm gonna write. You write the song. I'll perform it." Would you ever do that?
Hmm. I think I would.
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
It would just have to be like the right artist.
Yeah, definitely. If it's a person who has trouble like writing their own music, but they want to have a message in their music, then I could definitely help them out with that. Give them a couple songs. That'd be some writing credits for me as well. So that'd be a stream of revenue.
Exactly.
That'd be pretty dope.
Exactly. That.
Plus, I'm helping our artists elevate themselves and get better so they can know the direction to go in when they actually do want to start writing their own stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's cool. That's a good open mindset to keep because I mean I feel like some people they're like me personally. I don't make music. I'm just here with this podcast trying to get y'all, get other artists more mainstream exposure. But I could see other rappers or other artists saying, "Oh, I don't want to write for somebody else because those are my words."
Right.
But that's cool. That's good that you keep that open mind. Another thing I was gonna ask you about is with Corona and everything going on, man. You've been holding up all right? Has it been affecting your music making ability?
Nah,
No.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Been quarantining, social distancing, and wearing my mask whenever I go out.
That's a good point. There you go.
So it hasn't affected me or my family. Thank
Right.
God. Thank God.
No doubt. So is that quarantine, is that kind of antisocial life something that plays into your favor?
Pretty much, because I'm already pretty much antisocial. I'm already pretty introverted myself, so I like to stay to myself a lot. So I don't really go out in public like that unless I really have to, like go to the grocery store or something. But as far as like clubs and bars and stuff, I really don't go to those unless it's a special event. So yeah, a lot of this stuff hasn't really affected me at all.
No, that's good, man. So does that kind of, you being introverted, does that play into when you do performances? Is it kind of nerve wracking?
Ugh. Man, when I first started performing, it used to play a huge key in my performances because I would be so nervous. And when I go back and watch my videos from when I first started performing, I could see the nervousness in my body. But now I'm so used to it that I can just do it easily and not have any nerves. Mostly it's just confidence now because I want to prove something. Like I can prove that I belong and this is what I need to do.
That's awesome, man. That's cool that you can mentally prepare yourself like that. That's something with these podcasts, dude. I catch myself getting nervous. You know what I mean?
Right? It be like that.
Shoot.
You got to warm
Yep.
up. You'll get
Just
there.
gotta push past it. You just gotta push past it.
A lot of people that have tried to like, they're newly artists and they are scared to perform on stage and they have that stage fright. I basically just tell them that same thing. Like everyone has stage fright. You're not going to lose it until you actually just have the courage to go out there and show what you can do. And then you do it a couple more times and then you don't have it anymore.
Yep. That's exactly it.
It's not just going to go away.
That's just the repetitive nature of it, man. I did a little bit of stand-up comedy because I was living out in Oregon for a couple years, actually. Before I just moved back to Texas, man. And I was doing some stand-up comedy. Yep.
Hey, welcome
Yes,
back.
sir. Thank you. And it's the same feeling. I would get up there, and I like to think I'm a funny guy. I would wrote some jokes and stuff, you know what I mean? But I would get up there those first few times, man, and be so like stuck to the ground. I couldn't move. I couldn't smile. I was just,
Oh, man.
yeah. So it's that same feeling, and it's the same thing, like you were saying. The more you do it, the more you'll get used to it.
Right. Yeah, you gotta be brave to do something like that. I don't know if I could do that. the comedy scene, I'd get booed right off the stage, or crickets, which would be worse.
Well,
I'd rather get booed than hear no reaction
bro,
at
it's the
all.
worst feeling ever. But it teaches you a little bit about yourself. You start to handle those emotions easier. But
Yeah,
at the same time, if you want
definitely.
to be good, you just won't bomb. So
Right.
but so tell me a little bit, man. I was kind of scrolling through your feed, and you dropped a little EP earlier this year, Perseverance, right?
Yes,
So tell me a
sir.
little bit about that little project. What was that about?
Persevere. Me and Otter Moniker have been working on that since literally the beginning of the year, like January, January, February, one of those months. And so he basically approached me like, I want to produce a mixtape for you. And I'm like, okay, we'll see how this goes. A lot of his beats are really weird, so a lot of them is like, I don't know if they'll fit my style.
Okay.
But once me and him actually started working together, which was really good because we actually worked face to face, side by side, instead of just, oh, send me this, I'll send you that, send me this, and I'll send you this bag.
Yeah.
I think that's a terrible way of doing actual work between artists because you're missing out on the whole experience of actually working
Yeah,
together.
no doubt.
And so I would go over to his house. He'd be just making beats or whatever, or he'd already have something loaded up, and we'll just drink and chill, be bros like we always do, play some video games, and he'll just be like, "Oh, what do you think should go on this beat? Just add something here or add something there," and we would just slowly build up a playlist of beats, and it just all came together so well because our styles meshed together so well, even though we're so totally different from each
Really?
other. Yeah, but the beats came out pretty dope, and I was writing for them. It didn't take me very long to write for most of those beats. It took me like 30 minutes to write for each one, except Mental Collapse, which was the last track on the album. That beat was so hard to write
Yeah.
to. And I've never struggled with writing a song before until I wrote that song.
Really?
Cause I was like, yes, because the pattern and the rhythm of that beat is so different than the rhythm of other beats. So it was like I didn't know when to hit what lyric where. So it took me a while to actually warm up to that beat and know what to do with it.
Mm. That's cool. That's good though that you said like you and him have such different styles because I feel like sometimes that's when the best product comes out is when different styles clash.
Right. He's more of the uh, punk rock mixed with rap together, which is such a weird thing mixed together, but it's so cool the way he does it.
Yeah. It's almost that like that 311. Oh, I'm frozen.
Okay, you're on
Oh,
Frozen
there we go.
now.
Hey, it's just the nature of the beast,
No,
man.
Elsa.
It's the nature of the beast with this Corona stuff is a little bit of audio difficulty. I'm trying to get a little podcast studio set up, so hopefully the next time we do this, it'll be in person. But but yeah,
Right.
it's just the nature of the beast. We're on Zoom right now because with Corona and everything, and wanted to be safe. But tell me a little bit about the artist you're listening to right now. What have you been listening to right now? And it
Whew.
doesn't even have to be rap. If you listen to other stuff, let me know.
Who am I listening to right now? Most of the people I just named, really.
Yeah,
Logic,
yeah.
Eminem,
What'd you
Kendrick, J.
What'd you
Cole,
think of that Eminem
Wiz.
Kid Cudi song?
It was all right.
Yeah,
It was pretty good.
it was just
I
interesting.
think I definitely didn't think that sounded like Kid Cudi at all. I was like waiting for his verse to come, but it was him talking the whole
Yeah.
time. I was like, this doesn't sound like Kid Cudi at all. And then Eminem came in and he rapped way differently than he usually does, which is very slow and melodic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, he usually raps fast. This is weird and out of character.
It's it.
But it was pretty
It
cool.
was an interesting mix. It was something I never thought I'd see, especially in 2020. I was like Eminem and Kid Cudi, like what?
Right.
But Kid Cudi's other
I like how
single.
he
Go ahead, sorry.
I liked how he actually slowed down his verse so you can actually know the bars that he's saying, and he pronunciated a lot more.
That's
So
true.
bars don't go over your head like they usually do when he raps all fast.
No doubt. That's very true. Um, that's I liked Kid Cudi's other single though, "Leader of the Delinquents." Did you hear that one?
I did not
Oh,
actually.
you should.
Is that
Yeah,
new?
it's fairly new, maybe like a month or two. But it's I think he's gonna come out with something soon. So like a whole album or EP, something.
Hey, that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah. Are you working on anything? I know you just dropped that EP and you just dropped a single the other day, Through the Blinds, but are you working on anything kind of big right now?
Whew. Oh man, what am I working on right now? I pretty much I have a mixtape I've been working on for years. And it's like I don't know when it's ever going to come out because when I want to put it out, I want to do it correctly. I want to do everything properly and make sure I can actually push it the way it is. So I don't want to say look out for that, but at the same time, it'll come.
Yeah.
It'll come when the moment's right.
No, I can only imagine that
But I'm
feeling. Go
also
ahead, sorry.
I'm also working on another collab mixtape, which is Front Porch Freestyles 4 with LA Steez. We've already got that 100% finished. I just need an album cover. So that'll probably be out as far as maybe next week if I can do it right. If not next week, it'll definitely be out sometime in August. I know that for sure.
Do you create your own cover work or do you have like some friends that do it for you or?
Yeah, I do all my own cover work, except for the one on Persevere. My cousin, who's an artist, he drew it up for me, which was pretty cool.
That's dope. That's always cool. What?
Speaking of
Mhm.
Persevere, a lot of those songs were really inspiring.
Yeah,
Not just from a listening standpoint, but from an artist standpoint. Just writing it, I was really inspired.
that's cool, man.
A lot of those beats, they were like, I know I got to tell a story to this or like uplift people. And that's basically what the whole album is about. Basically, following your dreams, not listening to what people are saying. It's a lot of themes in that album mixed in. There's a lot of police brutality talk in it, a bunch of worldly problems. There's just so many themes throughout that mixtape that you can listen to and you'll relate to what's going on. You'll understand what's going on or you'll get the message at some point.
Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to ask you about actually was with the, all the social unrest that's happening right now, protests going through the streets every day. Has that, as someone who likes to write, real stories and help people with the message in their music, is that something that's kind of inspired you?
Everything going on right
Yeah.
now? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. A lot of stuff that's happening right now is things that have been happening for years, but are just now getting that proper attention, which is kind of frustrating. But at the same time, at least we're making progress. And I see everyone, when I saw the Black Lives Matter trend on Twitter and the internet, it was kind of mind blowing to me because it's like, oh, the world actually decides to care about something for once, and we all agree on something. Something is wrong. We all know that the system is messed up. That's basically like ammo for my music
There
because
you
I've
go.
been rapping about that stuff for
Yeah, that's
years.
exact. I knew that was going to play a big part for you. So
Especially with coronavirus in play. I wrote a whole song that hasn't even released yet that's about coronavirus and Black Lives Matter protesting. I think it's amazing. It'll probably come out very soon,
yeah.
but don't quote me on that. I don't know why, but I hold a lot of my songs hostage for some reason. Sometimes I listen to them and I'm like, this is good. And then I'm like, but it's not good enough.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not good
I can
enough.
only imagine, man.
I'm my own worst critic.
The best artists are
It
the best
sucks.
artists are their own worst critic, bro.
I'm always inside of my head.
Yeah.
I could write the best thing ever and be like, this ain't it. But other people be like, bro, why haven't you released it? I'm just like, it's not my best stuff. So I don't know.
No, I feel you.
I just can't.
I feel you.
I just can't.
No, it's that same, like you said, your own worst critic. You just want to make sure it's right, man. I can only imagine if I was putting out music, like I get that feeling putting out podcasts. I want to make sure they're right, sound good, all that kind of stuff. But music is such a different world. I can only imagine that feeling of like, oh man, I got to put out this song, make sure my lyrics are on point, make sure the beat's on point. I'd be fighting with myself every day,
Right.
man.
Man. It's a battle, dog. It's a constant battle
Yeah,
in your head.
no doubt, no doubt. Well, let me ask you this: jumping away from music, back to the wrestling. Give me off the dome. Off the dome. Give me like a top 5. This ain't set in stone. This isn't set in stone. Give me like a top 5 favorite. Not best, not like greatest, your favorite.
All right, my top 5 favorite wrestlers of all
Let's hear it.
time. In no particular
Okay.
order.
I respect that.
I'm gonna go with Shawn Michaels is definitely up
Okay.
there.
Heartbreak Kid.
Yeah. Edge is definitely up there.
Ooh, okay.
Edge is amazing. I love Edge. Whew, let's see. I want to say Randy Orton. He's definitely in there.
He's got to be in there for just because longevity.
Right? Who else? I don't know if you've ever seen him because he's a lot more recent, but Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I've heard of Daniel Bryan, the whole Yes movement. I remember that.
Yeah. Daniel Bryan's amazing. Who's my last pick? Who would be my last pick? I want to say AJ Styles.
Oh, okay, man. No Undertaker? Really? Even though you mentioned him?
Undertaker's up there. He's just never been top 10. Not my top 10 favorites, but he's definitely up there somewhere.
No, I feel you. That's cool. That's cool. That's a solid list.
But I respect his legacy.
No doubt.
I mean, he might be one of the best wrestlers of all time, but as far as favorites, he's just not on my list.
Hey, I can respect that, bro. I can respect that. Well, man, I hope you've been, keeping yourself busy and working on that new music, bro. I'm gonna lean towards wrapping this up, but anything you want to promote or put your Instagram out there, your SoundCloud, what you got going on?
Find me on Spotify, Mike Khaos. Find me on SoundCloud, Mike Khaos. Find me on Instagram at Mike Khaos. Find me on Twitter at Mike_Khaos.
Yes, sir.
New music coming out very soon this month. Well, not this month, but next month. So be on the lookout for that.
Yes, sir.
Front Porch Freestyles 4 headed your way.
I like it. Front Porch Free. So are those full freestyles or are y'all going off the dome or no?
Ooh, see, that's the thing about Front Porch Freestyles. It's not 100% freestyle. I'd say about 60 to 70% is freestyled and the rest of it is written.
I respect it.
So it's like a mix of both, because I know if you freestyle like every song, you're going to at least say something that gets repetitive. And so I'm trying to avoid people hearing the same lines over and over every song. So we write some of it and we freestyle some of it. So you get a mix of both. And then you can decide, oh, which one was freestyled and which one was written. Maybe you can try to decipher yourself.
I like that, bro. I respect it, man. I respect a rapper that is like, yo, I can freestyle or I can't. Some rappers can't, and if you can't, not saying you, but if you can't, then write your stuff, bro.
Right?
No, but
basically, yeah, don't try to pretend that you can when you can't.
Exactly. Just be authentic, and that's what's gonna get you popular, is being authentic, which I think you are. Like you said, Mike Khaos said everything. Any last words, Mike?
Hey, I'm going to just say what I say in almost all my songs. The big message: be yourself. Stay on your grind. Don't let nobody tell you not to follow your own dreams. If you feel like you can do it, you can do it.
There we go. Mike Khaos, man. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for listening.
Hey, appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for checking out this episode. Make sure you follow us on social media, Ants Atmosphere, Instagram, Twitter. Also, check out our other podcast, the Cinema Roll Podcast. Find that everywhere you listen to your podcast, iTunes, Spotify. Check out Cinema Roll on Instagram and Twitter as well. If you know any artists, please send them my way. I'd love to talk to them. Love to give them a platform to give a shout out for their music. So thanks for listening, guys.